Hey everybody. Okay, this is going to be a Divine Feminine check-in. So we're going to get, what are the current thoughts of the feminines at this time? Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest and most beneficial loyalty. Yes, so I have also been thinking about this. Build alliances. We are stronger together. So this is, codependency. There isn't real loyalty in codependency. If you look at it, it's petty, it's paranoid, it's insecure, it's not legit. Loyalty doesn't require you being in a contract. It doesn't require you, there's not a disconnect between your head and heart. Fortify symbiotic relationships. So this means invest in relationships that are actually win-win. Make time for friends and honor your promises. So yeah, the feminines are really looking at the themes of loyalty in the connections right now. So let's get one energetic card for the feminines regarding the theme of loyalty. We got two: clarity, channeling, knowledge, and unification. And my twin flame cards. We get twin flame union. This is the sovereignty and connection space, the union space. This card says separation, extension, independence, and identity. I really love that the counterparts are extensions of this shared unity consciousness, this loyal space. There is a loyalty, a connection here, but a total independent sovereignty in their own right for continued growth, for continued learning, and it's all directed by source. So this is not egomania. This is not reckless rebellion. This is each person coming into this harmonic balance when they have connected to source and they have become an instrument of the divine. You don't have to use that languaging for it to be true. This means where you are following your highest knowing about what is actually healthy, life affirming, alive, feeling for you, creative, righteous in a beautiful way. And so this is like a close-up of each of these points here as you come into union with higher knowing. It's not about our ego and I can do it, I can survive, I can be the sane one, the smart one, the capable one, the one that has to do it, all of that. It's not about it. It's about aligning with our higher knowing and then organizing in relationship based on two people being there. So yeah, that's when loyalty is warranted. And that's what the feminines are here for, is symbiotic relationships, not relationships where one person is a leech, or where one person needs to be the survivor or healer of the other. That's codependency. Okay, one card for the masculines here. Bliss, aspiration, and realization. So masculines, you're realizing that you can have actual unity consciousness in this relationship with your feminine, and that it's possible. The things you've always wished to be possible are possible in aligned connection. Okay, so with the theme of loyalty, what can we see for the feminines at this time? All the usual daily divine counterpart check-in points. What do the feminines need to know about what they are conscious of? What else could be illuminated for the betterment of the feminine's journey? What do the masculines need to know about what we're going to see there for the feminines? And what is happening in these connections going forward based on the information that we will see here? Okay. Conscious mind about the connections. Gone but not gone. So the feminines know there's a limbo, there's an in-between, this spaciousness being created, a loyal spaciousness, mutual spaciousness, mutual loyalty is being established. So it's maybe not full on right now. There is a knowing that certain emotional things have to be released, and a new template, a new way of relating needs to come in. letting bygones be bygones. This is the feminines are still here, but they don't know what it's going to look like, masculines. They just know that they would rather have you in their life than just completely pretend that you're not their favorite person on the planet. That's what I just heard. What do the feminines need to know about this? Oh, so as you kind of ride this edge, feminines, and just stay with the process of not running yourself, not being fickle, you know, not having an ultimatum. Of course, if you're in an abusive situation, get yourself out of it, please. What is meant for you is not going to be toxic, okay? If it's toxic, get out of there. If your interpretation of things is demonizing somebody that's just trying to love you, that's a you issue. All that aside, what the feminines need to know is your masculine, your aligned one is rising up. They are protecting you and children, possibly. They are, you know, seeing where your own inner child wounding might be at play, whether they know your story or not. They are stand-up-ish here, or wanting to ferry you to safekeeping. And so you may not understand always why there's this push-pull in the energy, but right now, if you don't bolt, if you don't run, there's something your masculine's safe container is creating for you that's actually helping you heal, helping your situation, the spaciousness. Even if they're not like rushing in with a romantic gesture, there is this provision in the energy. Even if your masculine's not consciously aware of this, they are functioning as a protector in the energy right now. And sometimes rejection is protection. Sometimes that is what is required to not add insult to injury. And so whatever's going on right now, feminines, consider, if this is your aligned one, that in the energy, it's protection right now. And that there's actually productive protection. So this can mean that your masculine is demonstrating some kind of a gift, some kind of a provision in the relationship that may not be directly romantic, but that it is giving you safe harbor. What can we see for the masculines? Oh my gosh, so much unspoken love. This is like the most love that you could possibly have for somebody. It's a little bit pent up. It hasn't had voice yet, but this action that the masculines are providing right now, either directly or indirectly, is stemming from this incredible amount of love for you, feminines. And also, you know, simultaneously their own recognition of their capacity to love, their capacity to be that guy, take gender how it resonates, that is the mature one. We saw recently the masculines were usurping the barbaric throne, whether that's in their own family tree or just on the planet as the next generation coming into their era. This is part of the masculines doing the righteous thing. And regardless of your romantic status with your masculine, there is a gesture here of unconditional love that they would like to bestow on you regardless of how things turn out, even though they have so much passion, pent-up love for you that they haven't necessarily shared. They would do this motion for you regardless. And so that is really an interesting baseline of gratitude to come into, that you found somebody that you can be loyal to through thick and thin, regardless of where the romantic connection goes. This is a foundation you've never been able to set with anyone else truly before, feminines. Where is the connection going? This can be read in a couple of ways. It's the Two of Cups in the inverse. So it can mean that the love is about to come to the forefront, that it's on the table, but it's not quite time yet. Or it can be the two shall become one. So there is a harmonic resonance here in the connections that is bringing the two of you into a very sacred alignment, affinity, where only it's a unique thing that's happening, and it's only with the two of you. Look around your life, feminines and masculines. Nobody else is in this kind of a configuration with you in your life. This is a very creative, unique scenario, and it's going to differ for everyone. But on the conscious mind about the connection, there is unconditional love, there is progress, there is an ability to show up for each other with loyalty regardless of the romantic situation. And it's a unique configuration that nobody has elsewhere. It's set apart. It's a very curious thing indeed. What are the feminines thinking about their masculine on the conscious mind? Well, the Six of Swords. So what they don't see about this gone but not gone energy is that it is so the masculines can come in and offer some provision, some protection, or refrain and offer that. What the feminines think of the masculines is that the feminines have had to be at the mercy of, the brunt of, not having the assistance from the masculines. And so they're having to do workarounds and mature within their own psyche to find their own stability. So that can be when the physical masculine is not showing up. The feminine has to dig in to core, to connection to source, to change their paradigms, their mindset, so that they're not blaming the masculine for not jumping through hoops or doing what they would like the masculine to do, but really coming into that core integrity. So masculines, by default, your feminine is having to become more stable on their own and work through the rejection into more of seeing their own resilience, their own capacity, their own wholeness. What don't the feminines see about this? That it's a once and for all major shift for never again thinking somebody outside of ourselves needs to rush in and save us like that knight in shining armor. And that does not mean we're not worthy of love, and it does not mean that we're hardening our hearts, and it does not mean that we won't have somebody there who's on our team. Remember, loyalty is a symbiotic thing. It doesn't play out in a woe is me, rescue me, be my savior kind of way. And this is the subtle shift that's occurring, is that when two people can handle what life throws to them and they team up, that is an absolute exquisite next level kind of scenario. What do the masculines need to see? Okay, there's some passion. So you beautiful masculines that have been in player energy, because this is also my player card, where you've been standoffish, where you have not wanted to overly commit to anybody, your feminine is really truly being set apart from the crowd, from other feminine energies, from karmic feminine energy, from the typical feminine. And so that passion is growing in a way you did not even know was possible. Maybe you glimpsed it, maybe you felt love at first sight, maybe you felt an attraction to your feminine, but this is next level game changer. This is where the passion is connecting again after a period of being apart. This is where you are truly having your eyes open to what your feminine is, this creature that is so extraordinary. This is a whole new ball game. It's like it's caught the masculine's attention in a way. I'm just getting the sense that they've climbed up this beanstalk and surveying the overview of the feminine and like, oh, I didn't see it that way before. This person doesn't need me, but they want me. I need to recognize that. That's what I'm getting from this. It's like the masculines are also wishing to say to anybody that has something negative to say about the connections that their feminine is so extraordinary that they would be so lucky if someone anywhere close to these masculines feminine was interested in them. So that's friends, family, anything. It's like the masculines now really want to tell others that you are an incredible person, feminines. What can we see for advice? Well, we get the Queen of Cups. So this is the psychic, intuitive, compassionate, unconditional love sinking into both. This is where you can't really over-explain what true affinity and alignment and loyalty is unless you've lived it. You might have theories, you might be able to give rules and regulations or kind of indicators or symptoms, so to speak, of what that would look like. But this is where it's going to be sinking into both what is needed and what is appreciated. And it feels like it's in this energy where there's just more taking a good look at the things that are really of value between each other or in the nature of the other one, and not really being too pent up or unhappy about what hasn't flowed yet, because that's just developmental things working their way out, those kinks being worked out so that union can take root more deeply, more completely, more surely. And so, yeah, there's this sifting and sorting of energy. What can we see on the heart space that the feminines are thinking? King of Swords, so legal matters, this is making the cuts. Feminines know that there are certain contracts that need to be broken and released in their own lives. This is not knowing certain things. I'm also hearing the feminines would like to actually start getting to know the masculines better. So there might be some things that the feminines don't know about you masculines that they are ready to finally ask brave questions, even if they potentially won't get the answers that they would hope for or that would be volunteered. There seems to be that the feminines would like to know a thing or two about you masculines, things that they don't know. So on their heart space, it's almost like the feminines are being given permission to start asking some real questions. They're starting to see that they haven't felt confident enough to really ask certain things. What can we see for what the feminines don't know about this? That it's going to be immediately available to you to find out certain things, that you don't have to wait, that you don't have to invest without return. There's something that you're going to understand, feminines, that you could access immediately without further delay. What do the masculines need to know about this? Self-love. So there's something about you loving yourself, and I'm hearing justifying your past actions, not because you're making excuses or saying that it was ultimately the right way to go about things in general, but just because you know that life is a work in progress. It's like there's no holds barred. It's like you are going to be able to bare your soul now, masculines, because you know you're unconditionally loved and that you unconditionally love yourself. And therefore, there is no scary question that your feminine could ask. Feminines, this is why the energy is moving, so that your questions can be answered, is because the masculines love themselves enough not to hide or be shady about certain things that in the past they wouldn't have wanted to divulge, that need to know basis sort of a thing. There is an opening up here and a loyalty. There's a trust building coming into the energy here, communication coming in immediately for some. What are the counterparts being asked to look at? That there is a death, a birth, death, rebirth cycle, and this phoenix is about to rise for these connections. Oh yeah. What can we see on the heart space for the feminines? Temperance. So there is some healing that needs to come in, and it will come through some deep conversations I just heard. They may not be wordy, they may not be lengthy, but they're going to be profound, and they are going to be some of that missing information. Remember, these conversations, if they are divine and aligned, they will not be accusational, they will not be bickering, they will not be karmic. They will be asking sincere questions for understanding, curiosity, for progress, not for condemnation. They will be for humility, for bringing in truth, for seeing what we actually have to work with, to see if we actually really want to continue on it with these individuals. So there is a what do we have to lose kind of energy here, and a readiness, a willingness to take things to the next level. This Temperance card is telling me, feminines, that the feminines have emotionally run by closing down, by not asking certain questions, by not feeling confident enough to face certain inconvenient truths. And you know, that's no fault or no blame. In the energy, it's been a tandem effort. And so in the past, it hasn't been beneficial or beautiful to go towards certain things with people, you know, seeing other people or still being involved with shady behavior in some way in their own time. I mean, not in these connections, but when people aren't in alignment, they have all kinds of wobbly energy going on. And feminines, you're not wrong for having not wanted to put yourself into harm's way. But what I'm seeing here is that everybody is healing. And so it's not harm's way anymore. It's actually going to be a celebration in hindsight of what everybody has come through. That is a really beautiful message. So what don't the feminines see about this? It was always destined to be this way, the star. That it was part of the destined process, and that we were always going to get to this place where these connections that have been able to be loved through the shifting times, the seasons, it's all been there to temper us. This is the temperance process. Like when you're working with metal, you have to heat and cool it to temper the steel so that it's stronger. And that's what's been happening. We've been forged in the fire of the becoming of these things. How do you think the phoenix can fly through the ashes unscathed? Because they've been tempered by the heat and the cooling. Okay, for the masculines, the sun in the reverse. So what I'm hearing here is masculines, you don't see something coming. Some of the extraordinary ways that your feminine is going to open up to you and show you why they are who they are. There is something of a depth and it's like the scare factor is being taken away is what I just heard. Because there's such a loyalty here, you can relax. The coast is clear, masculines. And so now there's this willingness to actually see who this person is that the cosmos have put you together with like Velcro. Oh, what can we see? Hanged One. So epiphanies. So there is going to be sort of usually the Hanged One is when the universe gets us in a headlock and we can't move forward for whatever reason until we have epiphanies that make all the difference. This feels like the two are going to have shared epiphanies connected with source. There's the 1,000-petaled lotus of the crown chakra and the crown chakra lit here. So there's going to be a higher understanding come in, higher love, interpretation come in for both sides as to what, like a Q&A, what could have, like what has transpired and what the wisdom has been. There's going to be an eye-opening conversation between the counterparts that's destined, it's fated. I'm hearing it will be organic. It will happen for each counterpart couple when they're no longer in condemnation or blame or victim. It will happen when there is this beautiful loyalty that comes to the forefront that does not post blame between the two, when it can truly be soul to soul, adventurer to adventurer, sovereign being to sovereign being, master to master. This is where we can be objective and really talk for progress sake instead of agenda. This is a very diplomatic reading. What can we see on the heart space? Oh no, manifestations that the feminines, humility. The feminines literally just want to overcome the devil energies. They want to know. I'm hearing need to know basis. It's time. This is what it feels like when it is appropriate to know certain things in hindsight so that we can have compassionate understanding about what has transpired and so we can take the wisdom from it. This is not about safeguarding ourselves from being hurt further. This is about empowering ourselves by seeing what it was for someone else genuinely and to be able to share what it has been for us. This is the humility. We're not all up in arms. We're not all up in ego here. And the judgment again, or the judgment for the first time. Sorry, with the temperance and the sun, that's giving judgment energy. But there are things that will be revealed when the two enter into this sacred holy of holies through humility and just being present with each other. In these connections, it's difficult, the divine gag order or circumstantial things, when the two are not aligned yet. There are misbalances, and yes, there are times when the two come together, but it's not holistic and it's not satiating. This is one of those fated sort of alignments that brings in the needed communication and awarenesses so that there can be true progress one way or another. What are the masculines being shown? The Lovers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcana. Do I have more? 8 major arcana. I'm going to say them again. Death card, Hanged One, the Sun, Judgment, the Star, Strength, Temperance, and the Lovers. This is major. This is not a small transit right now that we're going through. Masculines, anchor into these geese. This the foul language of love. Oh my god, so funny. Personal sync. Quack, quack. This is beautiful. So masculine, stay anchored in the higher love, the higher interpretation. Keep it light, keep it humorous, keep it fun. Heyoka empath is coming through. So there is a sensitivity that's being brought in that remembers the loyalty here, so that there's not such a guardedness, and so that both can be like, hey, no, let's get back on track if we do get slightly off track. What can we see? Queen of Pentacles. This is where everybody is nurturing themselves, taking care of self-soothing, so that there isn't going to be triggering. It's going to be very open, objective, honest, authentic conversation, looking for understanding rather than accusations or judgment. And really taking care of, why would I be triggered by something? What is my agenda? Where are the priorities within me, so that I can really just allow this person through non-attachment to have their unique experience of life and go through the lessons that they need to go through for their highest good. And so this is about the counterparts really canvassing the lessons for the other, and being on that inside understanding of hearing first person what it has been like for each other. Again, without agenda. This is just holding space for each other. And I feel a deep sense of falling in love and seeing what this chemistry, what this pull has been, the way that each views the world, their own actions, their own motivations, their own adventure, their own challenges, their own goals. There's a beautiful opening in the energy. What can we see for the actions? Wheel of Fortune. So the feminines are really leaving this up to divine timing. They know there's no rush. They know that it will happen in due time. They feel it already coming into that potential. The feminines do have the 10 of Wands. So this is, the heavy lifting, the energetic heavy lifting to get ourselves in the hot seat in preparation for this. So feminines, focus on what you need to move through to come into a freedom that really allows for the sharing of your story and your counterpart's story to be part of a purpose-filled prerequisite for going on to help bring solutions and generosity to the world. This can also, masculines, be your feminine's vote of confidence. There's nothing that they don't feel they could go through with you and come out unscathed or better for it. This does also imply that there are certain karmic things that still need to be cleared, feminines. So whether you aren't quite seeing certain karmic hurdles you're still needing to release, or giving your masculine that same grace, this does say that there are things that will still be coming up that will have to be cleared before you can get really down to the fun part in these connections. But it's coming. It's like you're starting to see it on the horizon, and it's allowing for the presence, the realistic understanding of where things are actually at, so that it can be steps in a progress or process, and confidence is growing with the progress. It's not so separate or out there anymore. You're seeing the fade out of the old and the phase in of the new. What are the masculines? Prosperous new beginning in the physical. So yeah, masculines are putting their best foot forward. This is the showing up in the physical and not feeling repelled by the feminine. There is a real ember burning in the heart of this. There is a grounding. These are the 3 lower chakras: the root, the sacral, the solar plexus. And so these are the balancing of those concerns or any previous concerns are coming into more fuel in the fire to go forward for the masculines. They're seeing the benefit of these connections on so many levels and how much blessing it's bringing into their physical world to be loyal to you, divine feminines. There is a real grounding. This is the root chakra as well. So we got the higher love here and this grounding in the physical. It's because of the soul level affinity, the loyalty, the alignment of the two. And the masculines are taking responsibility for having manifested you into their lives is what I'm seeing here. It's like as each one of the masculines fully embraces the fact that they have asked for you and there you are in their life. Each one of you masculines that is starting to see that your divine feminine has been an answer to your prayer, your meditation, your heart longing for a real partner, a true love in your life, that is going to open this door to this brand new way of being in the physical, this brand new acceptance, the brand new grounding of this. Remember, the Pentacles, you don't need to know any of the answers. This is just a yes card. So the masculines are saying yes to this wholeheartedly. Yeah, and then it's followed by the Two of Pentacles. So this is an alignment where as above, so below. There is a go time here where the masculines are willing to do what it takes in the physical. Baby steps, slow motion, no rush, going forward each step of the way and not having a lag or a misstep. It's like waiting for things to align and then taking another step when it is warranted, not 50 steps and then being ahead of or way out of sync. This is about being synchronized, going forward, being harmonic. Look at these beautiful similar cards. We get this shared space and then the individuals. So this is establishing parallel existence, affinity, teamwork. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the feminines? The Hierophant, following spiritual guidance, knowing that there is such a spiritual connection here, but not knowing how it will play out. And the Chariot, not knowing when or how it will move forward. So Hierophant and Chariot, more major arcana. The major arcana frequency here is through the roof. So yeah, knowing this is a spiritual connection, but still not seeing how it's going to move forward. This is partly you feminines coming into receptivity rather than in your masculine having to move it forward. So the challenge is continuing to release control, continuing to revel in the becoming, continue to be in your appreciation, accountability for your life, and appreciative of all the little things that are showing up with your masculine, this taking it slow, the baby steps, the things that are warranted, that are solid and founded to go forward, making strides, making steps only when it's actually applicable, available, warranted, balanced, when it's authentically good for you, even if it's in counterintuitive or very different ways than you thought through a relationship, a romantic relationship lens. What if the key to long-lasting romantic relationship is doing all of this mundane clearing and grunt work first and then getting to the icing on the cake? Whereas karmic situations, it's like smack dab into chemistry and hell breaks loose and blows apart eventually. This is the opposite. What do the masculines need to know about this challenge? Yes, you don't know what you don't know. The judgment again. This is going to be revealed when everybody just stays calm about this and centered on the loyalty and watching for what is warranted in the energy. Yes, kindness, presence in the moment, crossing each bridge as it comes, being present to what is arising in the energy, not running, not resisting, not assuming, not projecting, witnessing, observing, allowing. This is another kind of a yes to the moment. Not so much getting all worked up about what it will be one day, but right now, don't get ahead of yourself. Just stay present with what is and watch and wait and see what happens. It doesn't mean don't take action or don't initiate things, but only do that, masculines, feminines, when it actually feels like a yes. Not when it's like, I don't know if I should. That is not the be-all end-all. If you're in that, ask yourself, what are the factors causing that hesitation? But this is usually, don't try and make something fit. Be present to what actually is. Let me get an analogy. I'm being shown dewdrops on leaves, but I'm having a hard time figuring out. Right, okay. So I'm being shown that if you were lost in a forest and it was morning dew, I'm seeing the sun, this new promise, this new day, this new dawn coming in, glistening on dewdrops on leaves. And you've been trudging through the forest, lost, looking for a river to drink from, and yet all the trees have these delicious little morsels of dew that you could pour into one leaf and drink that. But if you just say, oh, that's not good enough, this glistening, beautiful, fresh dew with the sun coming through, and it's just so invigorating. If you overlook that, you will die of dehydration trying to find that river, is what the vision is I'm getting here. So this is akin to paying attention to those glimmers, to that refreshment, to those pure, pure offerings of dew. Oh, yeah. What's the answer? What's the solution to this? Ooh, Queen of Wands. That is like Disney princess kind of energy where you're in the forest and all the forest creatures start dumping the dew into leaves and pouring it in your mouth because you've seen the value of the dew, you feminines. What don't they see? Princess of Pentacles. That's the card that started all this to do. Yes, that's in the upright. So this is where instead of feeling like you're only getting these tiny tidbits of morsels, this is the I get to get these things. Here we go. This is beautiful. This is the way that it is supposed to be. This is fully living. This is presence. This is the real deal. So remember which side of the coin. You're in this together. And the ancestors say aho. But instead of feeling like little bits are not good enough and not being in gratitude, this is about, oh my gosh, what a miracle that that little thing could happen. I am so grateful for that. That is the miraculous. Instead of subscribing to the mundane and being hypnotized by going through the motions, this is really coming into the mastery, the appreciation of each moment and each miracle of alignment. How could we ever presume to be in a loving relationship if we're going through the motions and ungrateful? This level of presence is mastery, everybody. Coming into counting our blessings in every moment and not being given union until that is a way of life. Oof, 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 oof. Oh my God. Okay, victory. Masculines, yes. You beautiful masculines that have waited for your feminine to appreciate and not get ahead of themselves. Not that you've been perfect in the ways that you've struggled, but yes, the victory for that, for your feminine appreciating you, is on the horizon here. They get it. They don't want more than they can take. Your feminines are finally at a place where they just want to connect without an agenda. What can we see for the connections? Justice, balance. Whoa. This is how it can, and only how it can come into the physical and grow, is if we start at this dawn. Look at that dawn, the sun rising there, the sun rising behind there. Whew. Yeah, the sun rising in this card. There's a sun rising in most of these. There is this new way of looking at relationship coming in. What is the direction in the near future? The Chariot now in the upright. So we just had the Chariot in the inverse with waiting for more spiritual guidance, and this acceptance and receptivity of the little things is what moves this forward. Yeah, with the King of Pentacles. This is like the aspect of the Emperor that drives the Chariot. So this is commitment coming in. When you are accountable with the little things and you're happy with the little things, those are the things that really matters. Those little gestures, the little mundane, the things that don't have to, that are still freely offered, that's the gold. Just like the strongholds that we don't think are a big deal, that we carpet sweep, that are negative, that are binding, that aren't that big of a deal, that don't seem to matter that much, those are the things that make us play small and that keep us in stagnation for decades sometimes. The things that we say, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. Oh, that's not a big deal. There's nothing majorly wrong with that, so I guess I'll just settle. Those are the devil energies. Likewise, these little things that sometimes are overlooked are the angel energies, the angles of love that we need to focus on to be in alignment with the real thing. Those are the brushstrokes that create the masterpiece. Masculines, yes, letting go of sweating the small stuff. So this is where you masculines get to let go of the people that are oblivious to your character, your gestures, that don't get you, that don't see you. There's a reason your feminine is attracted to you and can see the things that you do in the way that they can see it, is because they are your aligned one. And so it's about you believing that is the proof that this feminine is for you, is that they get you. They see you in a way nobody else can keep stride. Others can't keep up. Masculines. And so there's an Apache song, I'm Fine. It talks about, I can't keep up, it keeps you out of the room. Masculines, all your karmic partners, they've never been able to align with you fully like this, and it does keep them out of the room. But your feminine, regardless, keeps stride with you. And if they don't catch on to everything, they would get it if you showed them, if you told them. Whereas other people just won't. You'll go blue in the face trying to describe it. And so, yes, there is a natural alignment coming in. What is the direction? Working on it. So there is a working on it energy coming in next. Let's get another autumn sky card to close this out. So loyalty began this reading. What else can we see here? Purity. Yes, working on this purity. Purity is akin to true alignment. There's no junk, there's no corrosion, there's no blemish, there's no karma in the purity, but create a sacred space. So this is how to work on it. Your body is your temple. So do not prematurely share your sexual energy if you have not established this next level acknowledgement and understanding, this communication that's set to come in. Allow that reconciliation of energy and the wisdom teachings and the sharings and the affiliation, the collaboration of those viewpoints to give grounding to the sexual connection, and treat your body as a temple. Don't prematurely rush into hoping that if you make love that you'll find love. Really set the foundation here with purity. Honor your indwelling spirit. So if something doesn't feel right, it's not right. And so it doesn't mean it's not supposed to be. It might just be premature, but sit with it. Task yourself to come into mastery, to understand how to make it right. Do you need to remove yourself from a situation, or do you need to look at it differently? Shine your authentic light and meditate. So this can be some meditation with each other. That can be analytical meditation by having some conversations, some shared dialogue where there are concerns or information posed and sorted as a team. There's a teamwork coming in to be working on some things. I want to say that's very aligned with me. I just saw 4411, by the way. But yesterday when I was waiting at the airport, I was waiting with my daughter's friend. It was hours delay because of weather. I started writing a list of reconciliation questions, sort of like truth or dare, but to put in a pot, and a whole bunch of questions. And I'm thinking I might publish it because they are very open questions and curious questions about what certain things are for the counterpart that have transpired, who each is. It's like you just reach in and pull one out and then ask it. They are intimacy questions, and I might have gotten, I don't know, 50 or 60 of them that came out, and I'm actually being guided. I might publish that. So I don't know, you guys who have stuck with this reading till the end, I will say I'm in a 4-year divorce. A lot of the projects that I have, the innovations that will be coming out, are set to come out in a while, but my energies have been so consumed that it's just been what could happen so far. But I do have more things that will be coming to light as energy allows for that to occur. And yeah, so many blessings, everyone. This may be up before I do a live this afternoon is my intention. And thank you again. Suka just got her staples out today at the vet for her surgery site. She has a little bit of reduced range of motion in the hip that she was operated on, but she's a puppy and expected to heal up just fine. So, okay, anyways, many blessings. Oh, and if you have not received a email from me for a donation for Suka over $250, if you did donate over $250 and you haven't received an email, maybe put in the comments below and I'll give you my email address, because I have tried to email everyone. There were 2 people that their emails were not, so Catherine L and Angela B. I'm looking for you 2 in particular. Thank you so much, but I don't think I've been able to contact you because of email issues. Okay, anyways, many blessings. Bye for now.